Hello everyone. I want to go today with you through the clean into the rack. Let me do a couple of reps and then I will break it into the phases. So the most important part about clean into the rack is that your elbow should land first before the kettlebell will land onto your shoulder. That's the most important thing, and that's kind of one of the most common mistakes when athletes pull the bells towards the shoulder and first the bell pump it to the shoulder and then they adjust and stack elbows in, and that's illegal by most of the competition standards, but it's just a very inefficient way to do the cleans, and it gives lots of impact on your upper body by kind of accepting this bells into your chest. That's a muscle contraction, so it's a hard exhale, which pumping the heart rate up, and plus this type of absorption also loading your lower back, where when you land your elbows first, then you maintain the chest unloaded and all of the force goes into the legs. So that's a very important part. So and most of the people know that, but the question is how exactly you'll make it work. And that was my question for a long time, and I finally figured it out. So just happy to share it with you. So if we'll go really slow, then the sequence of the movements will be like that after accelerating pull, the first thing we do is we inserting the hands. That's the very first thing. Well, and that also makes us place arms to a proper position and elbows narrow. And then second thing will be elbows landing into the stomach. And then third thing will be elbows attaching, kettlebells attaching into the shoulder. And then the last thing will be the handle lock. So let me demonstrate this phases in the slow motion. First, hand insertion, elbows, kettlebells into the shoulders, and then the last thing, if you use it, you can overlap the handles, you can lock them. Hand insertion, elbows, shoulders, lock. Hand insertion, elbows, shoulders, lock. And that's very important to really nail this order and never break it in. And when you'll keep practicing, eventually you will smooth out all of these phases. They will not be that visible anymore, and it will look like just one whole clean, but it will be just totally different experience and feel of it. So let me demonstrate it in the real time, the way I'm execute this clean during the competition. So see, advanced clean looks just like a one move, but I really have a sense of prioritizing on hand insertion and dropping the elbows direct all of the way there, and only then just a little touch for balance of kettlebell and shoulder and of handles to stabilize. So order, we went through it. Now, how can we get this insertion first, and how we can place these elbows close enough to each other so then we'll be able to land them on the front of the stomach, but not to the sides. So that's your work about the swing forward and the way where you pull the kettlebells. And the reason why it doesn't work is when you rush to pull kettlebells, you pull them too soon, too close to your body, and you're directing them straight into the shoulders here. So bells approaching you very close, and you simply have no room for your arms to make this insertion and place elbows ahead of your stomach. So that's why you ended up, even if you get insertion done, with elbows on the side, and then you need to adjust them. So when you swing it forward, swing it wide enough, and then when you pull it, you shouldn't pull it to your shoulders. You should pull it on the level of your shoulder, but like half meter ahead, like about a foot ahead of you to here. Here will be kettlebells, and then there will be here. You will insert your hands, thumbs out, elbows in, and it still will be some space for these elbows to fall and land onto your stomach. Right, so accelerating pull looks like that. See, it's away from my shoulders. Here. Insert, elbows narrow, boom, land into the rib. So nice, wide, and tall swing, and accelerating pull with some room. And to practice this phase, well, it's quite hard to break in the old habits. And if you want to make this change, well, it will be hard for you to right away execute them with your main kettlebell weight. So go very light. Well, for guys 12, for girls 8, and you can do not only cleans with these breaks of the phases, but you can do this drills. Which first one is just a hand insertion. You don't need even to land your elbows. Just practice to swing them. Swing, pull, and insertion. Swing, pull, and insertion. Like this. Front view. So you see, you get a feel of the amplitude of a comfortable hand insertion and of elbow, right elbow position, thumbs out. Don't worry about overlap the handles, you don't need this. Just get insertion right and make sure that your elbow's on the right spot. Then second exercise can be also not a full clean, but swing, pull, hand insertion, and elbows landing. You don't need to complete the clean, you don't need to attach kettlebells to the shoulders like this. Nice, should feel great here. Elbows standing on your pelvis, legs still bent. Kettlebells not attached, but we don't need it. That's it, all weight standing on the pelvis. I even not trying to overlap the handles here. You see, they're perfectly balanced and elbows standing on the pelvis. That's the most important part of the clean. If you will be comfortable doing this, then to finish the rack position is easy. You don't dealing much with the catching this weight, so all what you do is you're straightening your legs, you're twisting slightly your forearms and pull kettlebells on top of your forearm, attach it to the shoulder, not putting the much weight of it, but just a connection. And overlap the handles, you like it. So either touch it, or one on top of another if you used to use your fingers, so you can lock them. So here we go, that will be your complete rack, and that's the way to get there. Hand insertion, elbows landing, shoulders, and lock. Thanks for watching.